every year in this church, we audit. By now, the financial controller of this church will be asking for the account of the church from January to December. We normally close our accounts by last week of December. So he will ask for the account. Then he will look at it vis-a-vis the budget for the year. And why is this important? It is important for various reasons. One, it is important that they look at this budget for accountability purpose. All the money that comes in, the tithes, the offerings, the seed, have they used it the way it should be used? Are we put it where we should put it? Is it properly aligned? So he does this for accountability, or what I will call accuracy, to ensure that things are well aligned. You know, women are very good in auditing, but they don't know that they are intricately involved in auditing. You see a woman, before he steps out of the house, he audits everything he wears. He audits the face. He goes to the mirror. Is there any woman here this morning that does not use the mirror? Okay. Now let's look at the men. How many men look at the mirror before coming this morning? You look at the mirror before coming. Yes. Unless side mirror of your car. No, I'm not talking about side mirror. Praise the Lord. Because men, as far as they dress, and even some of them even forget to comb their hair. And that is auditing for you, making sure that everything look appropriate. Likewise, God is looking at you, me, because we are not our own. It is wrong for us to think we are our own. We own ourselves. He said we are the sheep of his pasture. We belong to him. We are his solution. We are his project. The day I realized several years ago that I'm a project that God has sent to the earth to be a solution to some people, my perspective changed. And so we audit to ensure accountability, to ensure accuracy. And at times, auditing is being carried out to find out if there is a fraud. And what is a fraud? A fraud is anything outside the standard template laid out. Maybe a fraud, maybe you misappropriate. The day I know that misappropriation is a serious sin, there was a time we collected a vow that particular year. I think we want to buy maybe an instrument. So an emergency came up that has to do with the facility, and we have to quickly use that money. We diverted it to the use of that facility because it was an emergency. I think maybe it was then we are trying to sort out the issue of generators. So in the course of looking at our record, though it is recorded in our record that the money is being borrowed, so the finance person asks, "Sir, where is this money?" I said, "Which money?" He said, "We appropriated for so." I said, "We use it for this and that." He said, "But that's wrong. If the time allotted for your life and destiny, you are using it for something allotted by you for something else, God sees it as a sin." I was talking to one of us yesterday or so. He was a bit down, and I was worried as a pastor, and I tried to do what I call spiritual scanning to see if it's an attack, because he assisted in carrying out some project about a week or 2 weeks ago, and God said it's not an attack, it's just that he needed rest. So at times when God discovered that you misappropriate time for some things, it caused some things to happen to put you back, and that is part of auditing. Auditing prevents fraud. Do you know that many of us, we commit fraud against ourselves? So EFCC of heaven supposed to what? Arrest us. That's why some people who are arrested on their bed, they just fall sick. When you commit fraud against your stomach, you have stomach what? Problem. So you now begin to attend to that thing because it is fraud. Most of the time we see fraud as only financial. No, you, me, we can commit fraud against our own life, against our own destiny, and God sees it as a sin because it is fraud. Why do we need auditing? We need auditing in order to make sure that we align ourselves to our maker. King David said something that whenever I read it, it makes me to be afraid. I'm always very careful when it comes to dealing with children of God, because I've come to realize that you are God's property. We need this very carefully to really look at our life. Psalm number 19. Verse 12. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret fault. Keep thou thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. These issues are very key. You know, the psalmist says, keep back thy servant also. Why is he praying for that? Because he knew that his life is not aligned, then he's already gone. And that's the reason why we must ensure that there is need for you and I to keep on auditing ourselves. Why do we need to audit our life? We need it because for continuous improvement. Let me give you 5 areas, if God permits, in this service that we need to audit ourselves. Number 1, let's audit our life as far as time is concerned. Every day, all of us have how many hours? Is it equitable across board? I mean, is it equal to all? We all have how many hours? 24 hours. Of recent, I was looking at one of the comments of this billionaire in Nigeria. He was doing his 60th birthday, and he was doing it in a yacht. And I was looking at the content. He said, over the time, I have looked for money, but I've come to realize that I wasn't satisfied. I thought buying more companies, getting more shares in companies. I was doing everything, but I was getting more miserable. He said, I was now trying to look for happiness. Then one day he read a book. And what is a book? The book written by a man of God. He just said he saw it somewhere, he just read it. Something caught his attention. Then it was later that from there they now refer him to the Bible. He now read that place. He now remember what they taught them in Sunday school in those days. He now said, when he captured that thing, he said, let me try this thing this year. And what did he try? He now started helping people. Whenever he heard that somebody is sick, he now set up some people to be looking for people that are sick that cannot afford something. He now started doing it. He said he started that year, he was just doing it. One day, so while he was coming out from airplane in a particular country, one of the person he helped, he didn't even know, you know, it's a foundation. That person tried to beat the security. What's it? So he said, he cautioned himself. Then he came, he saw the person on wheelchair. He said the person was crying. It was later he discovered that he's one of the comedians. He said, thank you. Meanwhile, some people are there capturing it. He said, for the first time, tears come out of his eyes. And he feel the joy of giving hope to somebody. He said, when he entered back his plane, he was so happy. He was so happy. Then it was then God realized that, do you know that all you have been doing before now is useless? Now, you better audit your life properly and align. What do I want to bring out? He audited his life. He audited his life. And because he audited his life, he looked at what he's supposed to be doing that will make his life better. Look, in heaven, they are doing auditing now. Some people that we are still seeing today will not end this year. Why? The book of Luke. Let's go to the book of Luke. I'll tell you why now. Why we need to audit our life. Because some of you feel that you are helping God. You feel that you are helping God. Whenever I look at somebody and he said, I'm so busy. Please, I'm not talking about that because I'm a servant of God. I'm also busy. Ask my wife. Ask people that are closer to me. I doubt if some of you are busy like I do. So I'm also busy. So don't say that he's a servant of God, so he doesn't know what we are passing through. Luke chapter 13, verse 6. It says, he spake also this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon, and found none. Then said he unto the dresser of it, behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and found none. Cut it down. Why cumbereth it the ground? And he answering said to him, Lord, let it alone this year also, till I shall dig about it and dung it. And if it bear fruit, well, and if not, then after that thou shalt cut it down. If we should audit you, did you appropriate all the resources God gave to you well? Did you sleep when you're supposed to sleep? Did you eat when you're supposed to eat? I was telling one of the ministers, I said, I hope you are not fasting too much. Another thing I should ask everybody also this morning is, I hope you are not eating too much. I hope you are resting well. I hope you are not overstretching yourself. All these areas you and I needed to audit our life appropriately. And the best audit is this. Don't audit your life against another fellow human being, comparing yourself. You audit it according to the template God has given to you.